Also, I have a theory about this whole thing.
Okay.
I think Jaguar, when they started to make their rebrand, this whole thing, they've been frustratingly not changing their target demographic for so long that I think that the mission behind this was do absolutely nothing the same as the previous cars.
Yeah.
Not the font, not the size, not the shape, not the angle.
Yeah.
Not a single thing can be the same as before. Yo, what is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Marques.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm David.
This is back to your regularly scheduled programming, I would say, officially. It feels like longer because it's been even longer since we actually recorded.
Since we physically did.
Yeah, we ran it back with that throwback episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was great, sort of reviving it for the video pod. But now, well, a whole bunch of stuff has happened since we get to talk about it again. We have Spotify Wrapped has come out, so everyone's talking about that. Also, the new Jaguar concept EV is revealed. We have our thoughts. How the Verge is changing, and we're going to wrap it up with a game because we just can't get enough of games, so all that's happening. But first, Black Friday and Cyber Monday did happen in between the last recording and now. Did anybody in this room buy anything?
I actually did.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Well, yeah, okay.
Okay, go.
I don't like, there's a lot of the time, yeah. It's not fun to contribute to capitalism.
Well, and on top of that, at this point, most Black Friday deals are total bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing that I posted on Black Friday was a reminder about the Amazon price tracker, just to keep an eye on. So that's the one everyone keeps talking about. Mm-hmm. There's one that I also found that had higher ratings and that seemed to have even more information.
Camel.
And it's basically just, if something says 50% off, you can just check a history and see if it was just 50% off a day ago before they raise it back to full price, so they could raise it back down again to say it was 50% off.
Right.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But what did you get?
So, unfortunately, I am once again going through an existential crisis over two products, so I bought both of them.
Nice.
Sounds about right.
I am buying finally a smart lock for my apartment. Mm-hmm. Currently, my apartment is weird because New York apartments are weird. My apartment was built in the 1800s. And so I have this special lock called the Marques lock. It doesn't work with most smart locks.
Right.
Okay. So they're all usually what you have to do with these is you basically have to get a special lock that just goes over the deadbolt turner, and it physically turns the deadbolt for you. As well as in New York City, you're not supposed to change the actual lock on the inside of your door. And so you don't even want to make it look like you have a smart lock on your door. Otherwise, your landlord will get really angry at you. So I originally bought the SwitchBot Lock Pro.
Is this going to get you in trouble talking about it on the podcast?
You think
avid listener, David's landlord.
Listen to Waveform? Just checking. You never know.
I really hope not. He's not brought it up, but he does live underneath me in my basement.
Okay.
So, so I bought the SwitchBot Lock Pro, and then unfortunately, because I had searched about SwitchBot Lock Pro, I heard about this new lock from this existing company that basically does the same thing, but it's way faster, and it runs over Matter over Thread. As a protocol guy,
so good.
I wanted it more. It is like double the price, but the SwitchBot Lock Pro currently has to use a hub that has to plug into the wall.
Kind of annoying.
As like a translator. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I would rather just have something that works over Matter. So I bought both of them to sort of compare them, just to make sure it works, because the second one said it works on UK Marques locks, but I don't know if that's the same as mine. Anyway, that's what I bought. They were both cheaper. I did check the price, and it was like 30% cheaper than it usually is.
A real discount.
Hooray
for a real discount.
Hooray.
Nice.
Yes.
Andrew, you got something too? Or?
I bought 3 things.
Oh.
Sort of.
Oh. Flex on him.
One I only want to bring up because David and I had this conversation the other day, and it's super related to his. I was putting up Christmas decorations after Thanksgiving when it's legal, and I bought some new. I've been using the smart outlets from Miros, I think it is.
Miros, I have those too.
Yeah. They're super simple. They're cheap. So when I search for more to plug in some Christmas lights so they can all just come on and off when I want them to, so they can be on all the time for Lane because she loves them, I had the option to pick 2, one with Matter and one without Matter, and I picked the one without Matter because it was cheaper.
This is a mistake.
David,
do you want to be
very
future-proof,
upset with
or do you
me
not
yesterday.
want to be future-proof?
I don't see these cheap outlets as something I'm worrying as much about future proofing. Although the ones I have lasted a very long time.
But if you have to buy new ones, you could have just bought the Matter ones.
Yes.
Well, the difference between the smart outlet and the smart outlet with threads or Matter support isn't as different as the lock, where you have something in the wall versus nothing in the wall.
Correct.
So it's like it's worth paying more to not have something in the wall, maybe. But I don't know if you'd get anything out of a smart outlet with threads versus not.
To me, also, I almost only buy it to set schedules on them. So I'm never really interacting with it that much and turning it on and off. It is really cool to be like, hey, G, turn on Christmas. And all my like Christmas lights come on in the tree and everything. So I guess Thread would do that.
A big benefit of Matter over Thread is that it is much faster because it creates its own little local intranet and they all talk to each other.
So much faster.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to go into the internet, ping a server, come back to you, and then say turn on. It can just like send the signal directly to the device.
Which is a nice benefit, but from experience, the Miros one for me takes like 3/4 of a second to turn on.
Yeah, but what if it could take 1/4 of a second?
That would be cool. I don't know if I'd pay more for it, but it would be cool. It would be cool.
Yeah.
Did either...
Wait, hold on. That was one out of three. Get out of here.
Oh, yeah, keep going.
Okay, second one is not really related, but still kind of related. It wasn't a deal, but there's this... I'm going to talk about disc golf again. I'm sorry. There's a disc golf company where all the discs they make are recycled, and they did a week of like recycling interesting things to make discs, and they made one completely out of iPhone cases. So I bought it.
Oh, that's very cool.
And I think it's really cool. There was only a few for sale because they were doing it more for like a video test, but this is officially a disc from Trash Panda made out of iPhone cases.
Does it suffer from being made out of iPhone cases, or should they just start making all of them out of iPhone cases?
No, it's probably not as good as some of the other discs, but it is pretty.
It is, yeah.
Which is cool.
It's got flex like a...
This was my way to incorporate disc golf into our office. Yeah. Vaguely related. But yeah. But the big thing that I bought was an iPad mini.
Whoa. Wow, the newest. Look at that.
The A17 iPad mini, it was $100 off from Costco.
Yeah.
And I told myself if I could find any reasonable deal for the new iPad mini, whether that was like same price but included a pencil or like more than $20 off, I would pull the trigger. And I did. And it's been awesome.
Can you tell the full story behind this iPad mini?
I thought I ordered silver. And the purple is so minuscule that I still kind of thought I had silver, but did think there was like a purple hue.
Setting it up. And I was like, oh, you got the purple one.
It's the truck that drives by that has purple inside of it. And you can just sense it.
Vaguely. This is the LaCroix purple color.
So whispered purple in the factory.
But then, Adam was like, no, that's purple. And I looked down and I ordered purple, I guess. I didn't realize
I mean, that was the correct color.
It looks good.
The purple's the best color.
It's a good color. But yeah, I'm pumped. I've downloaded so many Google apps onto it, which kind of doesn't make sense. But
it's funny.
Part of the reason I got it is because like a bunch of my family has iPhones and FaceTiming them with Lane will just be a little easier to do this at home. Plus, it's really nice to just like when I'm sitting on the couch looking at hockey scores or Reddit or...
That's how they get you. Then suddenly you're going to be using the Apple Sports app.
All of you have... That I heard is terrible. So I'm not using that.
It's gotten better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great selling point.
It does work on the iPhone mini now.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It does in fact work on the iPhone mini.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's told me I'm going to switch to an iPhone now. And I've been like, no, this is kind of like the reason that will make it so I will never switch to an iPhone. Because it's the couple little things that maybe... in my house are a little...
I don't think this is nearly as much of a gateway device as the MacBook is. So
I just think Android tablets aren't fantastic.
Tablets are pointless.
This is a mini. It's not even like I really care. Traveling and watching some like Netflix and stuff on this will be great.
Yeah.
And sitting on my couch posting in hockey game day threads, making fun of how bad the Rangers are is going to be way easier.
I called iPads the gateway drug to Apple. I think this is how they slowly get you and pull you in.
Is this how they got you?
Indeed.
Oh.
There's ways they can get you through the iPad. You said FaceTime was one of those things, and then maybe you're out, and this one's cellular or Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
So it's Wi-Fi only, but like what if you're on the go and wanted to FaceTime?
I have never wanted to FaceTime on the go. I can very sternly say that.
But you're going to start FaceTiming more, and you never know.
Do any of you guys FaceTime like in the grocery store? No. I don't get that.
Oh, no.
I think it's... A lot of the Zoomers will just FaceTime in public, like on the subway.
A lot of the Boomers also.
And the Boomers. Okay, I have this theory that Boomers and Zoomers neither of them know how to use technology or know how to do critical thinking, but only
This
At David
the millennials.
At Blue Sky.
your theory has two theories. Yes, they're all wrong, or us as millennials are the wrong ones, and
everyone else who is wrong.
It is wine o'clock somewhere, so live, laugh,
Dave,
love.
the
my
generation that
guys.
systematically gave away every ounce of their data knows how to use technology. Way to go. Great
It was
point.
back when the companies were friendly.
Google's motto was
I
"Don't
did
be
it
evil."
willingly.
How was I supposed to know they were going to be evil?
Exactly.
There's no way of knowing.
Surprised their face got eaten by leopards by the person who voted for the party. The leopards eating face.
I have two things to say. One, I almost did buy the 10-inch iPad because it was also on sale because
The Air or the iPad?
the cheapest,
The iPad.
the $420
Okay.
one or whatever.
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm in the coffee shop, I often want to use three screens, and I can split Arc in two, but I always want a third one. Like I've been coding my website recently, and I need a version of it that is on the page that I can refresh, the version of it that has like the code in it, and then another window open for like researching stuff. But then I was told by a friend, you should just use the finger swipe gesture on the Mac, Spaces. I literally have never used that before.
Game changer.
And I'm now realizing I should start using that.
Spaces is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple's going to get rid of that because it just realized it lost an
No.
iPad sale from it.
It'll save you a lot of money on buying an iPad.
Yeah.
Spaces. I use Spaces a lot.
Yeah. And then my last thing to say, just really quickly, because I mentioned the SwitchBot Pro, the other lock I am going to test is the Aqara Smart Lock U200. So if you have experience with these locks, I would love to know which one that you like better.
For renting.
Yeah.
I just think that's a very specific thing in there.
These are both specifically made basically for renters.
But for
because
people who are
they don't
gonna
replace
comment.
the bolt. Yeah. So
Hit them up on Blue Sky.
hit me up on Blue Sky
Yeah.
at davidmel.com on
So
Blue Sky.
you got the iPad, you got the disc, and you got, what was the first thing?
Non-matter smart outlets.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. That's
How
a
about
haul.
deeply.
You said nothing, right?
I didn't actually buy anything. Did anybody over on that side buy anything for Black Friday?
I bought two things. One of them was new Joy-Cons because my Switch Joy-Con was broken.
Are they on sale?
Evergreen.
They were not. So
You're like, everyone else is buying things. I need to do something.
and then on top of that, I also got an iPhone this season for
Tis the season.
tis the season.
For those that don't know,
Yeah,
I've known
okay.
Adam for a very long time. And him and I used to cover phones at Android Authority, and he would come with me sometimes and help me film. And every single time we'd go to a briefing, he'd be like, I'm buying this phone. I'm like, Adam, you need to stop.
I have a problem.
And
I just
he-
flipped phones into other phones, so that's what I did.
What number phone is that this year?
3.
That's it?
Yeah.
I thought you were higher.
No, I'm on 3.
I think he had more last year.
Maybe.
I'm also on 3 daily drivers this year that I bought with my own money and used.
Yeah.
So that's,
I mean, in total, I've spent 0, so I consider that a plus.
you spent 0 on this new iPhone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
I,
Is there a
well,
barrier?
not yet. I'm gonna flip my Z Fold 6, which will cover the price.
So what
counts,
did you
yeah.
sell to get the Z Fold 6?
The Z Fold 6, I had my mom's old iPhone and then my S24 Ultra.
Oh.
Yeah. Which I also flipped.
This feels like there is money being spent in there.
There definitely is.
Boy math.
Tech bro math. Yeah.
This is bro math.
If anyone is doing the math and trying to figure out, I'll just say my 3 daily drivers that I spent money on that wasn't a review unit that I used personally in between review units this year were the Pixel 8 Pro, which I got last year and used up to the beginning of this year, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, which I used for a very long time this year, and then the Pixel 9 Pro XL, which I've used since it came out from the S24 Ultra. Those are the 3 phones that I bought with my own money that weren't review units. Now we have multiple of them in the office, but those are the ones I spent my money on. So
I did buy one thing I just forgot about.
what did you buy?
I bought a 1-year update plan for a software package called Resolume Arena.
Nice.
Is that it? Do we use? No, we don't. What is
We
Re-
did use it on the Trivia Extravaganza
Oh,
last week.
shout out to them then,
Yeah.
because that Trivia Extravaganza was incredible.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that already, well, you're missing out.
Doozy.
Just watch the first 3 minutes. You're gonna want to watch that.
Spoiler.
Great.
I won.
Hey, well, that's a really big spoiler. Oh yeah, we got like the beginning of a new season this episode.
Oh,
we're starting
all starting
clean.
from
It's
scratch.
0-0-0 across the board right now.
Oh man.
That's huge for me. Okay. What else? Okay, so that was great. Cyber Monday was a thing that happened. I got 800 emails during those days.
Yeah.
One of those emails was that The Verge was announcing a new subscription service. We wrote service, but it's more of like a tier. Subscription tier.
It's a
That's a good
dynamic
way of
They're kind of
paywall.
like splitting it up now.
sort of.
How do you break this down? Because
Okay.
they used to just have a free blog that everyone could read,
Mostly.
and has ad supported, but they had a paid newsletter.
They have a couple newsletters. Yeah.
Okay, so what is happening now?
Yeah, so in prior years, a few of their reporters had different newsletters based on different things. So Alex Heath had a newsletter called Command Line, which is sort of about social media companies. Has, yes, sure.
And that was
yeah.
a paid newsletter.
Paid newsletter.
Yeah.
Tom Warren has one called Notepad that's about Microsoft and Xbox and that kind of stuff. Now they're doing something where they are introducing something called a dynamic paywall. So it's not a traditional paywall like the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times where you basically can't read anything. It's basically like you can read most articles, but certain articles will be behind the paywall. And then also, if they notice that you are using the website like a lot, they'll start asking you to pay. There are still a few things that are going to be free forever. Mm-hmm. So they're basically asking hardcore people who use the site every day to chip in some money.
Kind of like Wikipedia.
Yeah, but Wikipedia doesn't force you to.
Oh, they're going to force you to.
Sort of.
Yeah, after a certain amount of articles per month.
If you're like a Verge Power user,
Because I thought you said
you'll
asking.
get
They're
paywall.
gonna. So if they pick up that you're a heavy user, they will start restricting.
Yeah.
Because you've read a lot of free things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to put in here before we talk about like how much they're charging and everything is the reason of this, and it's the reason we've talked about a billion times on this podcast, is the more with AI and AI search stuff and like AI overviews that are pulling from content without pushing to the content to get them paid, companies and like websites like this are going to start losing money. So this is a way they're combating that by having subscriptions. I mean, it's not new to have a subscription on a website that with journalists. That's everywhere right now. And I'm sure a lot of us are subscribed to some sort of like news organization or something at some point because it's getting so much harder for journalists to be able to put in a lot of
For
time.
sure. I mean, that's definitely part of the reason. Another reason is that SEO has just completely ruined the internet. If you don't know what that is, it's search engine optimization. Mm-hmm. When you are writing an article, if you want to appear in Google, you have to use certain keywords. If you've noticed that a lot of the URL slugs that you look at on the website that you're on have just like random keywords in the slug.
Extra words.
It's because they have SEO specialists that help articles rank on Google.
Those are always funny when you like copy and paste something and don't see the whole URL and then like
Just
your
a bunch
text
of
message
random
just has like
40
50 words.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the annoying thing about this is that it incentivizes writing about specific things, using specific keywords to like frame things in a specific way just so that Google says it's authoritative and whatever. And it kind of like homogenizes the internet. And that sucks.
It also doesn't guarantee a good result when you get it. So like somebody who has all the perfect SEO tactics for titles and bylines and quick stuff like that, and then you click into it and it's like a gallery and like garbage, like they're winning because Google likes them more.
Exactly.
But it's not necessarily bringing you the content you're actually or information.
So if you subscribe, it also gives you access to full text RSS feeds, as well as a physical copy of their magazine about how SEO ruined the internet, which is very
Physical
fun. Physical copy.
Sure.
Yeah. So for the people that want like physical goods, that's really fun.
Yeah.
I think overall this is a very good value. I think that The Verge in general has done a really fantastic job over the years at making a website that people still go to, because over the last 10 years or so, social media sites have just become aggregators of news and information, and it's not very common anymore to actually go to a physical website to read an article. And so I personally go to The Verge like every single day. I think that they said that they had a lot of people that go to the website every day.
I think it's like
they're one of the
500,000
like
unique users or something like
half
that.
a million, something like that. Yeah, and they've done a really good job evolving over the years already. And I think that this dynamic paywall is a very good in-between option, because if they completely paywalled the site, they're stopping themselves from growing and just hoping that they get enough people that pay enough, but they're still limiting their reader base.
Sorry, 55,000 every single day this year.
Right.
That is extremely
That's crazy,
different numbers, though. Those are vastly different.
I mean,
numbers.
I've been in like deep in the forest where I didn't have data for multiple days this year. So I'm not one of those people, even though I consider myself like a superpower user of this website. So
I know you're reading The Verge on that 13-mile hike.
yeah. It is actually kind of one of my ticks, though. Like if you're bored in the doctor's office or something, like the few things that you do on your phone,
Verge it up.
refreshing the Verge is one of my things that I do.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
We didn't mention the price.
Yes.
So $50 a year.
It's $50 a year.
We have some experience at that price point. Very different things. $7 a month, though. $50 a year.
Yeah.
I'll probably pay it.
I'll bite. So this reminds me of panels. A lot of things remind me of panels, obviously, because I help run panels. But the two things that it reminds me most of are you're going to get a reaction when you make something paid that was previously free. Totally get that. And it's just about whether or not you can justify the value to the people that actually care about that thing. So for us, it was like we have a small pocket of the internet that we see likes art and will pay for art. So here's the product we made for them. And for them, here is a probably much larger, but a pocket of the internet that will see value in paid journalism and pay for it. You will get reactions of people who are like, a paywall? I'm not reading anymore. Like that's going to be a thing. And I totally get that. But I do think they've sort of structured it in a way where they can appropriately find the people willing, by what you were saying, that dynamic paywall, people who read a lot, people who are on the site a lot, and sort of bring them to the way to support them that helps them make more good stuff.
I do really like this dynamic paywall idea because there's times where like I hit up Bloomberg because there's like one specific article that I really, and like paying for that at that point is like, I don't know if I'm going to come back here again anytime soon. So this is like, and The Verge is probably one that I would get hit with the dynamic paywall. So like I will most likely be paying for The Verge.
It really, it's like a behavior thing. Like if I read, like here's pure honesty. I don't read Bloomberg very much. But when Mark Gurman tweets a link to the thing that he wrote on Bloomberg, I'm clicking in and reading Bloomberg that day. And if that thing is behind a paywall, my first thought is always, I could pay for this one article, but I don't think I'm going to read Bloomberg that much, so never mind. Now, I happen to have an Apple News subscription that unlocks it, so that's not a dilemma I face very often, but I feel like a lot of people leave that article at that moment. And so the more things that you can have available for free, they probably thought a lot about this, the more people will trust and read The Verge and become power users of The Verge, and that's going to be good for them. So the other thing that you mentioned, which is like the SEO sort of shaping the actual content and the websites. I think about that a lot because YouTube is the same way. People try to figure out what the algorithm is rewarding and they tailor their content around that. Right. And it kind of seems like no one is immune to that. And I wonder if there are YouTube channels that can just make whatever they think is best and ideally the algorithm serves it. And if there are similarly websites that don't think as much about SEO and just try to make the best stuff. But I don't know that that's much of a thing anymore.
I think it's impossible to be completely immune from SEO and algorithms, but they are at least trying to make it so it is less incentivized by having a monthly revenue stream so that they don't have to think about that.
I mean, I think the best practice in it is draw your line in the sand of like, where will I take like what is maybe a best practice and where I'll incorporate that in, but I'm not going to lose my initial morals of what we want to do here. Yeah. So that's probably the best way of doing it. And this is gonna help them. I do think they probably need to do this because if a bunch of the articles they write, if you are just asking a specific tech question, Google's probably going to AI summary it. Probably straight from The Verge. And they're going to lose that viewer every single time.
And you'll break your device.
So, yeah. I mean, I think this is awesome. I'm interested to see how dynamic works. I'm interested to see how many days until dynamic pricing hits me. And then I will start paying for The Verge.
Another cool thing is if you were already subscribed to one of the newsletters, those were $70 a year. So the day before this dropped, a lot of people got emails that were like, we refunded you $20 from your newsletter subscription. They were like, wait, what's happening? And so they actually got money back and got more stuff.
That's cool.
Which is very cool for those people.
Power users.
Power users, yeah.
Nice.
So Yeah, I don't know. I think it's they've been changing really rapidly, like every year as the internet changes, and I'm rooting for them. I hope that this works. So
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, there's one more thing that just came out this week as we're recording this. Spotify Wrapped is officially out. And it was funny because every year everybody looks forward to Spotify Wrapped, and then it comes out and everyone goes, look at my thing, look at how many minutes I listened, and it's all super fun. And every year I think, I kind of want to know that about more than Spotify. I want to know that about my YouTube watch history. I want to know that about my life. I want to know all the the stats. Don't you want to know all the stats?
Yeah, like what
if a
grocery store do you go to the
what
most?
if your car told you how many minutes you were driving?
It probably could. Your car probably could.
Definitely could.
So I thought
that's
about that.
depressing, though.
And I think YouTube Rewind, as it disappeared, had a perfect branding opportunity to bring it back. Show me how many channels I watched, which ones I watched the most, how many scrolls, how far did my finger travel on my phone to scroll through shorts this year.
TikTok
1
had that.
million
It was like you could have made it halfway to the moon. Yeah,
That would be awesome. And then I could flex how far I could scroll. It would be great. But they didn't do that. But what somebody mentioned that was really interesting is there is like no switching off of YouTube. Like someone said, oh, what is Vimeo going to do? Watched, and then people use Vimeo. It's like, no, people just watch YouTube no matter what. But Spotify, I saw people say that they continue to use Spotify because Wrapped is so good. And I think that's real.
That's crazy.
And they're like, I don't want to ruin my Wrapped if I leave halfway through the year and start using something else. So it is that I found that interesting as well, that it's a competitive advantage for them.
Apple Music does it now, right?
Yeah.
It's a
Do they?
very similar thing.
know.
I believe they do something
They
extremely
do,
similar.
but it's not even nearly as detailed as Spotify. Spotify has so many features in Wrapped, especially this year. They added a bunch of new stuff.
Our podcast app, Pocket Casts, kind of does a version. They can't call it Wrapped, but they do something else that's kind of similar.
Yeah.
I want that for everything, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But
YouTube
anyway.
would be perfect. We talk about this every single year.
Yeah.
But it would be so perfect. I don't know why they haven't brought it back. They literally could keep the YouTube Rewind branding too.
it's so Neil. Come on,
Come on, man.
Neil.
Come on, man.
I feel obligated to tell you, for us specifically, it wouldn't be as interesting as you think. Because this
Why?
morning I downloaded all of my YouTube history and put it in. Someone made this app like just on the website. If you Google it, like YouTube Rewind, whatever, you put in the JSON file and it tells you what channels you watch the most, what videos you watch the most. And it's all things that I was researching for work. Like it's
I would still look that.
So
Sounds really
it's
interesting.
Marques, MKBHD, Waveform
studio.
podcast, iPhone, the studio.
Sure. It's
All the
funny
things
'cause
I'm looking for B-roll.
as a creator, it gives you viewership Wrapped. They give you like, here's how many likes your videos got this year. Here's how many things. You know, they'll tell you some stuff, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I want that for everything.
Yeah. So they did add a lot of new features to Wrapped this year.
They really did.
So we can go through some of them. This year, they actually teamed up with Google. And if you remember Notebook LM, which launched a few months ago, that's basically where you can put some documents into this Gemini thing. And they have these AI podcast hosts that basically talk about your files to you and like teach you things or whatever. I don't know why YouTube Music didn't use this, because that seems like it would have been a better collab, but okay. And so now you can have these two podcast hosts basically just talk for 5 minutes about the music you listened to in your year.
I did not do it. You listened to it?
Yeah. It was pretty cringy, but here, I'll play some.
I was gonna say, wait, can
It's
we just play
cringy
mine
but
for a second because I didn't
impressive.
use it?
Yeah, like
It is
it
cringy, but
really
impressive.
gives the classic.
Does it play music or it just talks?
No, it just talks.
Okay, so we won't get copyright
We
struck.
won't get copyright struck. Oh, something went wrong. Please try again later.
Also, AI content cannot be copyrighted
Oh,
anyway.
I'm in airplane mode. That's why. Okay.
Oh, am I not still on the Wi-Fi though?
No, I turn on airplane mode to not have it interfere with the mic. Okay, Wrapped. Your Wrapped AI podcast.
Okay, let's unwrap this. It's time for your 2024 Spotify Wrapped, and we're your hosts, visiting from Google's
Why'd they make it
Notebook
breathe?
LM. We are here to take you on a musical
this say
journey
and ah
through
too.
your year.
Yeah, your year in sound. And what a journey it has been.
37,116 minutes listening to music.
Wow, that's like listening to your entire Wrapped playlist nonstop for over 6 days.
That is amazing. That puts you in the top 8% of Spotify listeners globally.
You are dedicated.
Very dedicated. You must really love music.
June 20th must have been quite
That is-
for you.
It's just like
320
holy
minutes of
blazing
music.
you over and over.
But it's so much worse than I thought it was going to
It
be.
gets into personal things. It's like June 20th was your most listened
Yeah.
day, 300 minutes. Were you road tripping that day? day, and most people go back on their calendar are like, wow, I was. And it's like you learn something about your music listening history, and it's kind of cool that it sounds like people talking about
I thought
you.
that was terrible.
I think people are going to be into it.
Yeah.
I don't think it felt like a real conversation at all.
I think it felt close enough that people would enjoy it because it sounds like it's a podcast about them.
Yeah.
It's just good enough to be there, and they're not going to share it. They're not going to, post it anywhere, but they'll listen to it and be like, "Wow, yeah, that's cool."
People like personalized things.
Yeah.
And so they also added this new playlist that you can listen to. They have a music evolution playlist that basically brings you through your music tastes as the year progressed. So you like your top songs per month. And then they have like your overall top songs as well. And then they released some global stats, which are not at all surprising and extremely boring. That the most streamed artist was Taylor Swift, and then The Weeknd, and then Bad Bunny, and then Drake, and then Billie Eilish.
Does The Weeknd still make?
Yeah, The Weeknd.
Am I that
released a
bad?
new album
Did they
He
recently?
released a new album.
year?
I haven't heard of
he dropped a new
from The
album.
Weeknd
Adam
in
and I
so
literally
long.
had the same conversation.
Oh, did you?
last
Okay,
night.
I
It
thought
was
you were
so
making fun of
funny.
me when you started laughing. I haven't heard of him
Cue-
since the Super Bowl.
cue the
Because he
Weeknd
was saying
gif.
how good the album was, and I was like, he has a new album?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not-
sorry, The
new
Weeknd.
anymore.
I
It's
have
not-
nothing wrong. I have nothing against The Weeknd. I just haven't seen him since the Super Bowl.
I just forget about the first half of the year at this point. Like it might have come out a while ago, and I just don't remember. But
Cue the gif of him like looking through things, and it's Andrew looking for the Weeknd album. Also, the most streamed song was Espresso, which, by the way, there is a great Today Explained episode about how this was basically manufactured. So,
espresso.
But how it's the most played song?
yeah, because it basically was auto playing after like anything you would play for a long period of time, and they were basically like, yeah, the music group paid to have that happen.
I
Surprise.
think I've heard that song.
You've what?
Definitely, you cannot go.
You've
outside.
definitely heard that song. We've played it in the office. I'm pretty sure. It's a great song.
I've probably heard it.
It's a good song.
Most streamed album is Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets Department is the name of the album.
Yeah, it's
It is.
pretty.
Okay.
Mid.
I'm not a Swiftie, so this is news to me. Cool. And the top podcast was the Joe Rogan Experience. I guess that would be fair for Spotify to declare that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I did some
Didn't
research.
shock me.
I actually did some independent research into that, and I found out that they were fudging the numbers, and it's actually Waveform.
Oh,
Oh, because Waveform I've heard of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And
So
if
that
you
checks
haven't
out.
heard of it, then it doesn't exist.
And they just had their big trivia extravaganza, and they just did this like huge rerun that everyone was listening to. Obviously, that checks out.
I will say a lot of people tweeted at us and were like, the Spotify rap thing is unfair because I watch the YouTube podcast every single week,
Yeah, that's true.
but it's not on my Spotify.
Yeah, interesting.
if you do listen on Spotify and haven't watched Spotify Wrapped, I think there's a special little treat if we're your number one.
True. You don't even have to be the number one because you can go through all the low
But
ones.
I saw that, and I don't listen to podcasts much on Spotify, but that was for artists. Is there a podcast one where you can search through all your podcast things?
Good question.
Yeah, there is.
So
Yes,
there
there
might
is.
not be. There is.
And you have
Thank
to
you,
be
Adam.
in the top X% or of that artist's
Okay.
listeners, I believe. And then you might see something special.
Well, I had Sugar Ray on there, so
So did I.
told you millennials are peak. We give you our data and we listen to Sugar Ray, and it's a good time.
All right, there's your opportunity. If you had a YouTube Wrapped, what do you think would be in it? Whether it's a channel.
Let's just do
or a
most watched
theme,
channel for 2025.
single channel.
Single channel that you think you watch the most of.
Like the most
2025?
hours.
2024.
Thank you, Adam. That's why we
probably-
ain't running it.
Mine's probably The Daily Show,
I'm gonna go first. 'cause
Daily
which
Show.
I feel bad about, but yeah.
I think my most watched channel of 2024 is a channel called Ants Canada.
I've heard of that actually. Probably because you said it.
Ants
Oh, I know
Canada
what mine is.
is this guy who
Oh my
doesn't
God,
live
you
in
did show me
Canada.
this.
6.5
who
million
has like
subs.
this giant rainforest vivarium that's like almost self-sustaining. He has to like add stuff every now and then. And the only reason it's my most watched channel is because he puts out a 40-minute video multiple times a week that I watch all of every single time. This dude is like the master of taking something I could not possibly care about, which is bugs, and making me just like care so deeply about his bugs.
Every one of his thumbnails is the exact same thumbnail.
He's crazy. He is so algorithmically cranked and like to just be a retention maxing psychopath. But
a war broke out in my giant rainforest vivarium.
but if you want to
10
watch
million views.
some sick sick content. There's a crocodile in there.
Wow.
I know. It's a crazy vivarium. Anyway,
I found mine.
thank you, Ants Canada, for making my year.
His
just that
video
much
called
better.
"My Fire Ants Are Planning an Escape" has 46 million views.
Dude.
It is a 15-minute video.
Dude, you gotta. Everyone should
for
go
him.
watch Ants Canada. It's
for him.
It's sick. What?
The next most viewed video is "I gave fire ants a chicken head," and it's a dead chicken with fire ants eating it.
Jesus.
Cockroach giving birth while being devoured by fire ants. 15 million.
Look, it's lit. It's lit. I don't know what to tell you guys. I think we should. Ants
It's
Canada.
fire. All right, who's next? Adam?
Unhinged.
I had one very recently that you put me onto. It was Epic Spaceman.
Oh,
I just
he already turned into your most watched. That was like
I-
2 weeks
15
ago.
Dude, there's like 10 videos. I watched them all like twice.
Yeah, they're all really good.
I was just
so
sitting
good.
in bed. Next.
Did you have a favorite one?
I think my favorite one was, I forget which video it was, but the analogy he used was the solar system on your fingertips. Is like, that is the scale compared to the continental United States. It was crazy.
Yeah. Scale of the Universe videos that's a genre that I definitely watch a lot of, I would say. That's a good one. I think, though, mine actually, I watched a lot of YouTube Golf this year. There was just a lot of good stuff happening. And the thing about YouTube Golf is there's a lot of collabs and there's a lot of really long videos because a round of golf takes a long time and they just film the whole thing. So like Good Golf will do a match play event or something, a 2v2, and it'll be an hour and a half video and I'll watch it and I'll be eating and I'll finish what I'm eating and I'll just watch the rest of it. It's just 2 hours right there. So I'd say, yeah, YouTube Golf in general, one of those channels, whether it's Gran or GM Golf or something like that, they were killing it this year. Yeah.
Mine's also golf. Disc golf. That's like all I watch on
It's
YouTube
also
at
long
this
videos,
point.
probably.
They're pretty long. They're a little more cut down, like 25 minutes maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason Bedanza Disc Golf is probably the most because he just posted so much and like every single day I could basically watch some. But yeah, if you like disc golf, you probably know who he is already though, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
How about you?
I unfortunately just drown myself in political commentary in the evenings
Oh yeah.
and don't really watch a lot of
Did something happen this year?
regular YouTube. No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know. There's probably a few new channels that I've found this year.
Yeah. I just went through my YouTube subscription tab and just like,
Can you sort by recently subscribed?
that I don't think you can do, but you can go to the list of subscriptions, and I think it's in recency order. I might be wrong about that, but
I thought when you did
yeah.
it, it's most recent new video. Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's new activity, not most recently subscribed.
gotcha. Yeah, some good stuff. Okay, we have talked a lot without taking a break. We should take a quick break. When we come back, we have obviously a game to play and some other news to cover, but this begins a new season of Waveform Trivia 00.
Ayo.
Welcome back to another season of Waveform
We
Trivia.
don't know which season.
We really don't.
A new season.
We lost track so long ago. But we've got some piping hot questions. The first of which is, so we were talking about Cyber Monday earlier. We all love Cyber Monday. What was the first year where the Monday after Thanksgiving was referred to as Cyber Monday? And we're doing Price is Right rules.
Oh.
Closest without
being-
going over being later chronologically.
Okay.
1855.
1855. Yeah. When who's president? It doesn't matter.
Is that right?
No.
Minus 1 point for Marques.
President.
We all have 0.
Herbert Hoover.
And we'll think about it.
I love the idea of the term Cyber Monday predating the invention of the computer.
That would be awesome.
That'd be sick.
like,
The
yeah.
internet came
No,
after.
it refers to the mahogany wood of the cyber tree. Like,
No, we will think about that. That's a good one. And answers will be at the end like usual. We'll be right back. Support for Waveform comes from Miro. Innovation is what makes a business grow at every stage of development. So whether you're in the idea phase or pushing your product to launch, to keep your team moving forward to bigger and better things, you need tools that encourage collaboration and curiosity. Blank pages without borders where creativity can soar. That's where the Innovation Workspace from Miro comes in. So Miro's Innovation Workspace can help your team fast-track ideas and move through development cycles faster than ever before. The platform comes loaded with AI tools to make your operation more efficient, including automatic syncing between Miro and Azure, and an AI sidekick ready to bolster the skill set of every teammate on the project. The Innovation Workspace can also produce AI-generated summaries of meeting notes, lengthy documents, research summaries, and more, and it all functions seamlessly on Miro's limitless blank canvas. So whether you work in innovation, product design, engineering, UX, Agile, or IT, bring your teams to Miro's revolutionary innovation workspace and be faster from idea to outcome. Go to Miro.com to find out how. That's Miro.com. Support for Waveform comes from Shopify. So every business wants more business, right? And they'll try just about anything to boost their sales, from viral marketing stunts to outrageous discounts. The problem with those is those are strategies that aren't really built to last. So the viral success goes away the second the next big meme hits the internet. And so those outrageous discounts can quickly turn from feeling like a going out of business sale to an actual going out of business sale. The companies that thrive rely on sustainable sales. So if you want to move your own business in that direction, you might want to check out Shopify. Shopify is an all-in-one digital commerce platform that wants to help your business sell better than ever before. It doesn't matter if your customers spend their time scrolling through your feed or strolling past your physical storefront. Shopify says they can help you convert browsers into buyers and sell more over time. And their Shop Pay feature can boost conversions by 50%. There's a reason why companies like Allbirds turn to Shopify to sell more product to more customers. Businesses that sell more sell with Shopify. Want to upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses? You can sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/waveform. That's all lowercase. So shopify.com/waveform to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/waveform. All right, welcome back. So a little bit of throwback, but also return to today/this week. Jaguar. Wow. Jaguar did a thing again. You remember like 2 or 3 episodes ago when we reacted to that ad that they came out with? I actually think we had some pretty interesting nuanced thoughts about like what Jaguar could be up to. Anyway, they've announced and unveiled now a concept car to go with this new rebranding effort that they're going through. And how do I say this? It's gotten some reactions because it's very unique looking.
I think red flag immediately is announcing that we're first going to see a new car at Miami Art Week. There was never going to be anything good coming out of announcing something at Art Week. I don't even know what Miami Art Week is, but there's so many different car shows and like events.
Yes. However, most, if not all, luxury car brands have stopped exhibiting at those worldwide anyway. Like Aston, Bentley, like they all only exhibit new cars at like yacht shows now because they know that's where people who would spend the money on that. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So
I'll take
it
that
does
L.
fit into an industry practice. Also, I was going to say, can we start calling it the Cyberjag?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Should we describe this car for audio listeners?
Yeah.
So, okay, first of all, it's a concept car. This is not a real car that it has a price tag or any specs or anything like that. This is a concept car, so it's a design that Jaguar is unveiling to associate with their new rebranding image. That's number one. So this isn't a real car, but it's called the Type 00, and this concept has no door handles, no rear view mirrors, all the classic not real car stuff. However, they could ship a car that looks similar to the silhouette, which I would describe as a cyber loafer. So let's get into it.
I think Rocket League car.
Rocket League car is good. It's kind of a Hot Wheel, sort of. Big wheels, long hood, low sloping roof line, 2 doors.
Extremely long front.
Really
kind of looks like a
long
toe.
front.
It looks like a Cybertruck and a Lincoln had a child.
Yeah.
And it was pink.
And was pink.
Yeah, so they've had this flagship pink version. There's a couple other colors that they've shown in renders, but the pink one is the one that we have footage of. Miles got some good footage of it for autofocus. And it is a fully electric car. That's the other thing. So no tailpipes. It'll have a battery down there. And this is part of Jaguar's huge... Again, they're rebranding as a company, but they're also sort of rebooting as a car company and are just making EVs now, or they plan to.
So here's what they said. They said Type 00 is... The name references both zero emissions and its position as the first in a new lineage. So are we assuming lineage is the complete path, or this is just a new tree branch that's falling off?
TBD. So like this is the first new thing in a while. And does that mean they are stopping making their other cars? Probably not. But I anticipate they will make more electric stuff after this. This is just the first one, the flagship one, the concept one to start it off. The interior looks like a lot of those CES concepts.
It is the most CES ass thing I've ever seen.
I don't think I see any armrests or door handles or pedals, but there is a steering wheel and there is 2 seats and a bunch of modern materials and sleek lines and LEDs and screens.
The last time I saw an interior like this was at CES. It was like the BMW. What was that like kind of small hatchback car we filmed?
Oh, not the EQXX.
No, it was like probably like 2020 when we went, or 2019. And the interior looked like this, and you sat in the back, and I filmed you, and you're like, okay, let's get the other side. And they're like, don't scoot across. The middle's a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, it was Yes. There's this thing that a lot of car companies do where they will build on one hand a functional prototype of a car, and on the other hand, they will build a design finished version of the car. And then they will sort of meet in the middle after some years of development. So if they want to show people what the car will look like, they will build a non-functioning but aesthetically accurate version of the car, and they'll show that off at the car shows and Fashion Week or whatever. And you can even open the door and sit in it, but it doesn't drive. And please don't sit in the middle and don't pull the steering wheel too hard because this thing is glued together. And then they have a functional prototype, which is, okay, we have the battery, we have the stuff, and it's just not, it doesn't look like the car it's supposed to look. That's kind of how this works.
Wasn't there a Hummer EV we got way before production where they're like, this version, you have to park it in the shade because like the steering wheel might melt or something?
They said, like the paint.
I think it was like the glue that was holding on some of the like,
I've done videos about cars in various parts of the stage. I remember back in the Faraday Future days, I got to do one video with both. They showed me the driving prototype separately from the aesthetic prototype, and I got to see, okay, now imagine if they were the same car. That's kind of how it goes. This one is just, Jaguar's aesthetic concept. Some people kind of like it. I don't know if it has the strongest sentiment score right now, but it's out there. It's different. It's definitely different. I think that's what they're going for.
I think it's easy to go different in a concept car is like, let's get everyone talking about us. And now like, it's probably going to look way less
pink.
Or like standing out from a crowd. I don't know how to say, like purposefully.
It is a head turner.
It's a head turner for sure.
I'd be like, what is that?
And then when I turn my head back, I would be laughing.
It's interesting because so I wonder about this. The Cybertruck kind of went through the same thing. Online was one reaction and in person was a totally different reaction.
True.
And I'm reading all the online reactions and it's very slanted in one direction. But I think if you drove this thing into a ShopRite parking lot right now, people walk over and be like, ooh, what is this? This looks cool. Tell me about this.
Yeah.
How much is it? Like, I think this would get that. So I don't know. It's going to have a price tag eventually. Like they're going to have to sell a real car someday. But yeah. Also, I have a theory about this whole thing.
Okay.
I think Jaguar, when they started to make their rebrand, this whole thing, they've been frustratingly not changing their target demographic for so long that I think that the mission behind this was do absolutely nothing the same as the previous cars.
Yeah.
Not the font, not the size, not the shape, not the angle.
Yeah.
Not a single thing can be the same as before.
Yeah.
I think that was the mission.
Because the old brand doesn't really tell young people anything. Like young people have no perception of what the Jaguar brand meant to them at all. So because of that, they're like, well, young people know the name Jaguar, they know it's a car brand, but they don't have any association with what that means. So they're able to like leverage the existing brand name, but they can give it a completely new identity and not really ruin anything.
That's fair.
So.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's any other specs because there was an event and there was a CEO on stage and I think they said something about 1,000 horsepower. So I just want to find it.
Why is the hood so big?
For the vibes.
Aesthetics. I don't know.
Maybe it's
there
got a
are
huge
cars that
frunk.
That would be like a huge frunk.
be a coffin frunk.
It'd be like a hot tub frunk.
That would be
Yo.
sick.
Okay, so
in.
there is a little bit of spec talk for this concept car.
Okay.
The Grand Tourer will have a WLTP range of 478 miles.
That seems like a lot and probably will not happen.
That's because it's WLTP.
It's WLTP, but it's also probably not going to happen. But hey, we will see.
Nice.
There's no word on the battery capacity required to achieve this. There's but a charging speed of 200 miles added in 15 minutes with the right charger is another one of the promises.
Okay.
It will be at least $125,000-ish dollars, which is about double the price of the average Jaguar transaction. But again, this is all new. And is there a date? Okay, I'm looking for a date.
I thought last time we read this, it said end of 2026.
Okay.
I remember the date we were saying was quite a ways out from.
Yeah, Jaguar said it would end production of all internal combustion cars by early 2026. No. Sorry, no. This year.
Oh, I don't remember.
Dang.
Wait, sorry, I'm reading this too fast. The on-sale date of the new Jaguar has been delayed by a year, and having said it would end production of all internal combustion engine cars this year, they said it this year, but not by this year.
Oh.
This car will come out sometime after that. Interesting.
That was a lot of ways of saying we have no idea when this car is coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a concept car, so I think I take all these things a little bit more lightly, but at least we have an aesthetic now. It's different.
It is different.
It's different.
I will give it that. I don't think it looks horrible.
They could finish rendering it and it might look sweet.
Yeah, it did 2 passes.
Some huge
Need
doors.
about 8,000 more passes.
It has like a Rolls Royce type of characteristic going on. I think because it's like the Spectre. Remember the Spectre?
Mm-hmm. I like
It has
that
a little
car.
bit of that too.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I'll say that.
We shall see.
Cool. In other car news, people have been begging Tesla to make an Apple Watch version of their app for literally a zillion years.
Serious question. Have they?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Moving on.
I have been.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and it's like, it very much makes sense. So last week, this is probably related. Actually, it's definitely related. Last week, Tesla pulled a Reddit and started charging a bunch of money for their API, which basically forced a bunch of third-party Tesla apps to shut down, of which I didn't not even know that there were third-party Tesla apps, but there apparently were, and they were very popular.
There were a few.
One of the most popular ones, the person that is developing it stated it would cost them $1 million a year to keep running it. So, yeah. They basically Sherlocked it because with this holiday update that they do every year, they released an Apple Watch version of the app. You can have phone key access, which means you can walk up to it and it'll unlock, give you charge stats. You can pop the frunk, remotely warm the car. You can view dash cam and Sentry mode recordings from your phone and save them quickly remotely.
That's huge.
Which
I
is
love
pretty
that feature.
huge. You can also now set an arrival energy, which lets you tell the car how much power you want to have when you arrive so that it dynamically changes how long you should charge at the superchargers, which is useful. I drove to Pennsylvania this weekend. And I got there at extremely cold, extremely middle of the woods with 10% charge remaining on my car. Yeah. And I was fairly nervous. Luckily, I was able to plug in my car to the house. Again, it still only added like 13%. But if I hadn't been able to do that, that would have been scary. So that would have been useful. And then there's some other improvements. So yeah, at least there's an Apple Watch app now.
And those all sound great. It's funny that you say they pulled a Reddit because Reddit pulled a Twitter. And we've just gone full circle at this part.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Everything's copying X. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercedes also released an Apple Watch app this week. So,
which is nice.
Seems like everyone's getting on it.
Subaru too?
Well, they already had one, right?
No, not for Apple Watch.
No, their phone app sucks.
Yeah,
there's no way and they don't have phone key entry that I know of.
They don't.
Not in the app.
Yeah,
not a lot of cars do.
I don't think
There's only
so.
a few that do. Like the Polestar did, which is nice. Oh, just a few do it and it's convenient. The watch key, that's very convenient.
Yeah.
You're just wearing a watch, you walk up to the car and you're still.
Rivian should do that because they have that bracelet, which kind of wants to do the same thing, but I don't want to wear an extra bracelet. Like if it's just on my watch, it would be sweet if they did it for Garmin. Also, Rivian, coming from someone who doesn't own a Rivian.
But if
But a
you
Garmin.
if you're not driving your Rivian, how else will people know you have a Rivian if you're not
Oh,
wearing the
with my
special bracelet?
That's true.
It's fair.
You just have a Patagonia jacket on.
Just a neck tattoo. Yeah, that's
True.
Patagonia fleece
just says
vest.
on
You exclaim, "I'm from Colorado!" anywhere you go.
I saw 2 Rivian R1Ts driven by people who did not know each other, like next to each other at a red light when I was in Detroit. And I
How
was
do you
like-
know they didn't know each other?
because they turned onto the red light from separate directions. And I was like,
They might have known each other.
Yeah, you can't know that.
In Detroit?
Those 2 people are listening
knew
right
each
now, and they were like, "That was my brother."
that would have to be like a coordinated meetup.
That'd be sick.
They're when was this? This was during Thanksgiving, right? Both live in the same town, going to a different family member's house.
Yeah, definitely.
No, because this was in downtown Detroit. No one lives there.
I don't know enough about Detroit to continue this story. I just want you to be wrong.
Detroit is cold. Detroit is cold this time of year. And I
Dude.
think an all-wheel drive EV makes sense in Detroit. And I can see
It was cold, and having 4-wheel drive electric torque grip,
helps.
boy, does it.
It helps. That's crazy. Well, yeah. The other thing about being in Detroit, because last time I was there, I was close enough to GM's HQ that you would just see tons of random new GM vehicles and kind of wonder if these people all are testing them or if they work for GM driving company vehicles. It's just kind of a vibe where like they are all over the city. Something I noticed. I hope I never go back. Anyway,
We're sorry,
wait,
people
what?
of Detroit.
it was way outside of Detroit. It was really miserable to get there.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, great. They have the Apple Watch apps for the cars. You can get into your car. Shout out to the people with those new cars. Great.
Cool.
You want to do trivia again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
trivia time.
That's way better.
Trivia, dude. So, Jaguar isn't only the name of a car company,
It's also the name of a cat.
it's also a big cat specifically. And the processor inside the PS4 Pro. The Jaguar processor
Really?
inside the PS4 Pro was made by what company?
Get wrecked.
It'd be sick if it was made by Jaguar.
We're pivoting.
It's really slow. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know it was called
Definitely-
Jaguar. That's
yeah.
cool.
I didn't know that either. Well, I'll make a guess, and that'll be at the end, like usual. We'll be right back. Support for Waveform comes from AT&T. What does it feel like to get the new iPhone 16 Pro with AT&T next up anytime? It's like when you first pick up those tongs and you're now the one running the grill. It's indescribable. It's like something you've never felt before. All the mouth-watering possibilities and anticipation. Whether that's making a perfect cheeseburger or treating your family to a grilled baked potato, which will forever change the way they look at potatoes. With AT&T Next Up Anytime, you can feel this way again and again. Learn how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them and the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime. AT&T, connecting changes everything. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024 with Siri and device language set to US English. Some features and languages will be coming over the next year. $0 offer may not be available on future iPhones. Next Up Anytime feature may be discontinued at any time, subject to changes, additional fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See att.com/iPhone for details. Support for the show today comes from Netsuite. Wondering what the future holds for the economy? So do economists and market experts. Is it a bull or a bear market? Is inflation up or down? How does AI affect it all? The reality is, no one can 100% predict the future, and that makes it hard to prepare your business for tomorrow. That's why close to 40,000 businesses have turned to NetSuite by Oracle, a leading cloud ERP solution that brings accounting, finance, inventory, and HR together in one seamless platform with one source of truth. With NetSuite, you're doing more than managing your business, you're maximizing its potential. NetSuite's real-time insights and forecasting let you stay ahead of the curve, helping you close the books in days, not weeks. And NetSuite also offers the latest insights into AI and machine learning, so you have everything you need to know about the latest technological developments that you can help with your business. So, if you want to learn more, you can download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/waveform. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/waveform. netsuite.com/waveform. Support for the show today comes from Toyota. So for many of us, driving is just a way to get from point A to point B. If that sounds like you, then you can skip this ad. But if you're the kind of person who doesn't see driving as a chore, why not also make it an experience that captivates the senses by driving a Toyota Crown? The Toyota Crown family comes with the quality and reliability that Toyota is known for, along with the bold and elegant exterior styles. The Toyota Crown sedan has an available hybrid max powertrain with up to 340 horsepower and comes with an available bi-tone exterior finish to help you stand out on the road. And the Toyota Crown Signia gives you the space you'd expect from an SUV with a stylish design unlike any other. So whether you're a daily commuter or a weekend road warrior, you can make driving a thing of beauty with a Toyota Crown. You can learn more at toyota.com/Toyota Crown Family. Toyota, let's go places. All right, welcome back to our third and final segment. And video watchers have already noticed something's different. So audio listeners, let me just fill you in. Ellis is sitting where Andrew is sitting.
Let's go.
Whoa. And Andrew is sitting where Ellis was sitting.
I thought I was smart.
So this must mean something's happening. Andrew, explain. Take it away.
So we have a little game to play. This game is 100% stolen from a podcast I was listening to the other day. So shout out the Grip Lock podcast. It's a disc golf podcast, but I thought it was pretty fun and I thought it could be turned into a tech thing.
Okay.
So explaining this, it's a little complicated. I will try my best. The goal of this game is you guys want to find the most expensive thing sold on eBay in the category that we are going to give you. The way it works is we're going to have 3 rounds. In each round, you have a set number of keywords you're allowed to use. So we're going to do the first round, you have 3 keywords. The second round, you have 4 keywords. The 5th round, you have 5 keywords. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a category. You are going to give me 3 words in the first round to type into eBay to try and find the most expensive item being sold on eBay.
Okay, but we're not allowed to order our search results by...
No, you guys aren't going to go on eBay at all. So what's going to happen is I'm going to give you the category. You are going to tell me the 3 words to type in. I will type them in, and then I'll tell you to pick a number between 1 and 10, and I will pick that in the sold listing of eBay. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Why?
And
Isn't that just kind of chaotic?
Wait, so we give
yeah.
you the keywords?
yeah,
So you're going to give us a category.
sure. So I'm going to give you an example here.
Okay.
Here's the other twist.
Okay.
Once a keyword's used, it cannot be used again by anybody.
Okay, I think I'm
Shoddy
starting to
military.
understand.
I get to use military. Okay.
Oh, no, here's an example. Adam and I thought of if the category is computers and you have 3 keywords, someone might tell me to type in MacBook Pro M4.
Okay.
So I'm going to type in MacBook Pro M4. I'm going to go to the sold things under that search, and then I'll say pick a number between 1 and 10. You pick 3. I pick the 3rd listing, and I say that sold for $500.
Okay,
And
and
so you have 500.
Oh, it's just random.
If Marques uses a keyword, I can't use that
None of you
keyword.
can use keywords. So no one at that point can use MacBook Pro or M4.
Okay.
For the rest
I have
of
one
all
more-
of the rounds.
I have one more really annoying question.
Good.
Can a keyword be like a compound, or does it have to be like literally a single word?
Can you give me an example?
MacBook.
No.
Okay.
Because then they'll steal it.
MacBook is
is
one
a
word.
proper.
Like if they like for example, like a keyword could be what's something that I would never use.
You're thinking of claw grip or like
Yeah,
something that has
claw
like
grip.
a
If that's how
modifier.
it's generally, you can't tell me
Hyphens.
like
I've heard enough.
throwing all of them with no spaces counts as one word,
I
and you
get
know eBay will fix it.
I
That
get
you
it.
cannot do.
I'm
We'll
ready.
do. Okay, so
Y'all
Posture.
we'll start. I think the first round will be a good introduction into it. You get one keyword for each round, but you're losing all of the keywords people have used.
I get it.
Okay, so the category for all 3 rounds is just phones. We're searching for phones being sold on eBay. They have to be a singular phone. It can't be a lot of phones. So if for some reason the one you pick, like if you pick number 3 and it comes up and it's like 10 iPhones, I'll just pick the one after it.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
singular iPhone.
Okay.
Okay. Does this make sense to everybody?
How many? I'm giving you 3 keywords.
For the first one's going to be 3.
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Can I go first?
Well,
You guys can
was gonna-
decide who goes first.
yeah. Is it just in order, or do we use?
Yeah, we should
buzzers,
have
or
some
what's
sort
the
of
deal?
fair determination.
I have a number written down on my computer right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoever gets closest without going over goes first.
Between
Oh,
what-
without
between
going
what and
over?
what?
Between 0 and 20.
Without going over.
Yes.
16.
7.
Ellis, what is your number?
Hold on, I'm looking into his soul. I know this man so well.
15.
I know him so well that I know for a fact
Say 20.
he picked the number 4.
The winner is Marques.
Damn.
The number was 14.
I knew it.
When do we ever
You got
do
the 4
Delta?
right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So it's Marques goes first,
All right.
then Ellis, then David.
So I want the highest price phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so just real quick, 3 keywords. You're going first, so you can say anything. We'll say the word phone can be used by anyone as many times as they want if you want that to be one of your keywords.
Okay. Gold plated new.
That's it.
And gold plated, I assume, is 2 words.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to... It needs to bring up a phone. I'm not putting it in the category. And if it's not going to...
Okay, so phone is. Oh, I see.
Gold-plated new phone.
That's
Okay.
4.
Yeah,
though.
but didn't you say you could use phone as many times as you want?
It counts as one of your words.
Well, I would argue gold-plated is one keyword.
That's what I was hoping.
That's kind of what I was. kinda,
Gold-plated
going on.
phone.
Gold new phone. How about just gold new phone?
Gold new phone.
Yeah.
Brave
now,
new world.
it's not going to be gold plated, so I need to think what number to pick. Which one would be
Number?
gold? Because like the first one is just going to be a phone with like a cheap phone with like a gold case or something. I want to pick like the. Give me the number 4.
Just put some dollar signs in there.
Okay, so
Dollar.
I'm going to give you number 5 because 4 isn't a phone.
Okay.
Number 4 is 2 Angry Bird plushies.
How?
So does that count or does that
No,
not?
I'm just going to give him, I'm always going to go 1 down if it's not inside of the category.
Okay.
I want this to still be tech related
Okay.
and still show tech things. So you have an Apple iPhone 13 Pro Max just in gold. It's not gold plated, but still good. Sold for $690.
Nice.
Okay.
They listed this at
iPhone 16
$1,600.
Pro Max.
iPhone 13 Pro Max,
okay.
1 terabyte,
What was the price?
$699.
All right. So,
That's pretty good.
guys, I hate to break it to you. I secretly suspect that I'm about to be the Barry Bonds of this game. Putting
Okay.
up ridiculous numbers.
Yesterday, Adam and I went over this. We went back, and then you two were looking at stuff on eBay, and David's like, "You have to search the sold function of it," and we're like talking about this, and Adam and I were just staring at each other.
Did you know how to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've always done that, yeah.
All right. Will you let me use inbox as one keyword?
That's what I said yesterday. That was my example. It's 2 words.
That's 2 words. Okay. Then my first word is going to be mint. My second word is going to be original, and my third word is going to be motherfucking iPhone.
That was my exact example.
That's pretty
All right.
Original iPhone.
that's pretty insane.
What number?
Number 1.
You could strike
Okay.
out with the number.
Oh no, I didn't like that look. I did not like that look. That was bad.
iPhone 15 Pro Max original silicone case.
No!
$15.
Wait, that's not a phone. Oh, it's a phone in a case?
It's not in a case. It's still tech related. The other thing was an
That's
Angry
not a
Bird
phone.
plushie.
Okay, what was number 2?
I'm going all the way down to try and find a phone. Here we go. Okay. You can buy an original iPhone 2G for $23.
Good luck, Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds didn't always hit a home run. He whiffed a few, and then he cranks them out of the park. You still got time.
You know, one of the most famous people from my high school
hurts.
was the personal trainer for Barry Bonds.
That's the easiest job in the world.
So the analogy is that I'm about to be your personal trainer.
Wait, hold on. Let's real quick before you do that. I think the case should have counted because it's still phone related and in the
Okay.
phone
No, that's cool.
category.
I'm just being
no. So let's just go from now on. If it's within the phone category, because you have to be specific about what you're searching for here, and
Okay.
vague doesn't always help.
Can I just say
backfired?
Pixel 9 Fold? And
You can.
number 3.
All of those, none of those words have been used yet.
Pixel 9 Fold.
Okay, and number
Number
three.
And David won.
It's going to be used one with a broken screen.
You got pretty unlucky here. Google Pixel Fold 512 gigabytes, $173.
You
Not
put 9
bad.
Fold?
Well,
Yeah, somebody put that in their tags. Probably.
just a Pixel Fold came up. Right above that was $1,300. So that was a great choice. Unlucky guess.
eBay's search engine is bad.
I think
know.
that's part of the chaos of this game,
Yeah.
which
That's
is what's
part of
fun
how
about it.
SEO results change the content.
Okay,
That's
so
gonna
True.
keep
That's a good point. That's a direct example.
can you update with score?
This hurt.
first round.
I'll take that point though.
I can't believe I wasted Mint.
It's not a point. It's all of these go together.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're totally on a number.
The most money spent at the end is the winner.
Oh, you could
so
grand
so
slam at
far.
any point.
I almost
Because
got
I just got
Yeah.
$23.
No, you got $15. So after the first round, in first with $690 for his gold new phone is Marques. $173.61 goes for the Pixel 9 Fold, which is actually just a Pixel Fold.
It was
for David.
173.
$173.61.
That's a
really
cheap Pixel Fold.
It was damaged.
It's damaged.
There you go.
And in dead last for now is Ellis with $15.59 with the words Mint Original iPhone.
I really thought I had it, boys.
So now you cannot use any of those words moving
Okay.
forward.
Okay, I'll try to remember.
All right, so for fourth category, do you want to go back to Marques or do you want to snake it and
Snake
have
it.
David start on this
We can
one?
snake it.
I think snaking it's the more fair
That's
way.
fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
David, start. You
Okay.
have 4 keywords for this round.
Oh.
And it's still phones.
Still, we're gonna do phones the whole way through.
Okay.
Oh, still phones?
Still phones.
Okay.
You have less words to say, but you have one more word to enter into the search.
Okay. And iPhone is used?
Correct.
Frick.
Yeah, it's a lot of resale right there.
I'm
just
helping
from that
you
one
out.
word.
New Apple.
Wait, new is already used.
Oh.
Okay.
Damn, refs.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wake up.
Apple 1 terabyte 5G.
That's it. Oh,
That's
you
it.
get 4. Sorry, you get 4. You get 4.
And
You-
but you can say phone as many times as you want. Phone.
Wait,
Well,
we get 4 now?
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
this
this
You
is
get
4
4
for
now.
this round.
Wake up, Ellis.
That might work.
wait. So this is how I'm typing it in, and I'll let you guys be the judge of this. Because I'm counting phone as a keyword.
Right.
So I have Apple 1 TB as a 5G phone.
Yeah.
Cool.
I-
I agree.
yeah.
I think that should be
Number 2. Oh no.
no.
Yeah.
This is pretty good.
Apple iPhone 13 Pro Max 1 terabyte green $635.
Okay. Not bad.
Well played.
Could have been worse.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that was a great. You are guaranteed 500 up to like 800, but you were not striking out on that search.
Good.
So 1 TB is used. And
Yeah.
if you use 512, I'm kind of close.
All right. No, we gotta pull out some big bucks here. So I'm going
I think there's one y'all are missing so far.
Huawei Trifold unlocked.
That's exactly what I was talking about. But yeah.
Unlocked is
And for my 4th word, I choose
Phone. Fun.
mate. Just so locked.
XT.
is the Trifold a mate?
It's the
Yeah, made XT.
Mate
Wow.
XT.
Wait, I shouldn't have told you that.
Yeah.
You can only pick mate or XT, I think.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. They're 2 words.
Yeah.
Huawei Trifold unlocked mate. Interesting order, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it
send
matters.
it, send it, send it.
Order doesn't matter in SEO. Just kind of goes away.
Oh, I got to give you a number now.
you do.
Yeah.
This is a real lottery.
14.
3.
I think never pick one.
I picked 3 and it shot me in the face.
I don't like
last
this
time.
luck.
$5,599.
Oh, let's go. You got a cash register sound in there?
Cha-ching.
That was good. That was really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Unlocked. That was a.
You were right, Marques.
I shouldn't have given you
Barry
a
Bond
mate.
strikes out, but boy.
Yeah.
When he hits.
When he connects, that's for real. Okay. Wow. Unlocked. Okay. I can't use new. I can't use $5,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It has to be phones?
Phone
Do you
category.
think they're on eBay? I'm gonna take a wild swing because I don't know if these are on eBay.
Okay.
Now, who had the moon?
Everything's
I'm
on
trying to
eBay.
remember.
Was
Not Escobar.
Can we even catch up
Caviar.
to Ellis now? I feel like he's so
I haven't
far
searched
ahead.
that deep into this, so maybe.
Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna try
Dang.
Caviar, iPhone,
We can't do
Okay.
iPhone.
Caviar verified.
Mm.
We used original already.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did, yeah, you did. Caviar verified. I think I have to say phone and 512 GB. Yeah.
What number?
What number?
Number 2.
Okay. so it's not a Caviar phone, but you somehow hacked into still getting iPhones. So it's an Apple iPhone.
Well, I think Caviar only made iPhones, right?
I do think so.
I think so.
Apple iPhone 15 Pro 512 for $787.
Okay.
Not bad.
Made a dent in Ellis's lead, but that's okay.
That's gonna be hard.
$5,000.
Just out of curiosity, were any of those?
None of them
actual
are the
Caviar?
actual Caviar.
Nah, I
They're
struck
all
out there.
iPhones.
No Caviar phones. How else am I gonna get $5,000?
So after round
That's
two,
what I'm wondering.
do you guys want to know your totals or just
Yeah,
the
totals.
totals? Okay, so far, Marques has $1,477. Ellis has $5,614.59. David has $808.61.
Hey,
Ellis far in the lead.
Respectable,
One
okay.
round remaining. Who will win?
Anything could happen.
I wonder.
So
need to
five
find-
keywords.
Okay.
Phone still counts.
It still has to be a
Do you
phone.
want us to go over all the ones, or we'll just tell you if
It
it's
still has
been
to be a
used already?
phone.
yeah, just tell me if we.
Phone category, I'll say.
And now we start with Ellis.
We start with Marques again.
Yeah, snake
It
back.
just goes back and forth.
Oh.
So it has to be a phone, and I need to find a phone that's selling right now for $5,000 to take a lead over Ellis and have a buffer for when he gets something. 5,000. So the Mate XT.
Well, it doesn't have to be selling right now because
Has to
it's
have-
purchase listings.
Oh, it has to
I
be
don't know how
sold.
sold works. I assumed it was
Sold is
more
things-
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sold.
but-
Okay. And I kind of want to stretch the definition of a phone, but that might not work. Oh no. Let's go. Industrial working. Industrial working.
Are you looking for the Dogo phone or Dugu? Dugu?
Doogie?
Dugi.
No, those don't go for $5,000.
Those are not $5,000.
I'm looking for like the phone that like hooks up to the tractor. There's no way this costs $5,000 though. This isn't gonna work. This is a failed strategy.
I have a good idea.
I saw the spark in both of your eyes as
Yeah.
Marques started talking.
Yeah. We're probably going to say the same thing.
If we get a smartwatch, would that count, or does it have to be like a phone?
I think phone should be,
Yeah.
It needs to make phone calls.
or be a phone accessory.
Do
We said
cellular
because of
stuff.
the cases before.
So
Accessory?
the Garmin Lockheed Martin collab smartwatch that pairs with the F-22 Raptor in the cockpit, like that doesn't.
I don't think so.
right,
we
all
allowed
right.
phone
real?
cases. I
That's
mean,
not
like
real,
it should
is
be
that
like
true?
No way.
I don't know if it's the F-22
A
Raptor,
reasonable-
but Garmin does make smartwatches that pair with fighter jet cockpits.
But we're saying like
that's not a phone.
if I hit the like Garmin $2,000 smartwatch, that won't count because it doesn't make phone
It
calls.
seems like that's what
Yeah,
we're.
no, I don't know.
All right, yeah, let's try it.
Phone
Let's go.
shaped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Working Motorola briefcase
I was gonna.
phone.
I was going to do a similar thing.
I was gonna do like
got one
original
more.
Alexander Graham Bell. like
Working Motorola briefcase phone. What's the fifth word that's gonna make sure it's
Expensive.
vintage.
You all are.
Why are you helping him?
I can't say original.
We
I
shouldn't
can't
help
say
him.
new in box. I can't say
Classic.
Inbox was not used
Was it not?
because it was too.
it doesn't even come in a box.
Oh
though.
yeah,
So-
yeah.
Let's just go with pristine.
Pristine.
Good word.
Okay, so
Cherry.
before I click search, I tried to search this the other day, and maybe my keywords weren't great, but
Nobody's.
I
Sold.
don't know what's going to come up here.
I don't think anybody sold these on eBay.
Okay, there's plenty of things that are in the category.
Give
Yeah,
us
you're
a
fine.
number.
Give a number.
Okay, 5. I didn't. I didn't.
A Moto G powered, gently used, and partially working. 1338, baby.
$13?
$13 Moto G Power.
Oh my gosh!
crap.
What a backfire!
Under that is a
I'm going to
working.
get for lunch is $14.
There was a working vintage Motorola car phone under that, but it's still only $25.
Oh, wow, really?
Wow,
Okay.
I was way off.
I am gonna go with a very different tactic then, because I was originally gonna go there too. We're gonna try something crazy. We're gonna do official.
Does a payphone count as a phone?
No.
No, I'm keeping strat. Official. Signed. rare phone authentic.
Gold. Diamond.
And I want you to choose.
Before you look this up,
I'm
I
gonna
have
say
signed some.
Am I
phones.
screwed?
2 out of the top 10 are actually phones. So whichever one you get closest to, and I'll read some of the other ones.
Andrew, just answer me this. Are either of the 2 phones worth more than $100?
Yes.
Somebody signed a phone.
Number 6.
Okay, you are closer to the more expensive one. An Apple iPhone XR.
What?
It says rare iOS 13 grade A. I don't know what that means. It's $154.99.
Who's it signed by?
Is that
It is not signed.
Nice.
The number one is a Joe Montana signed football.
What is it?
How much was that?
$77.
What?
Flappy Bird?
Oh no!
That's
You remember that?
I have an idea.
Marques, you cost me a
know.
game. You just cut.
You too. I lost already.
I thought
I
that
saw
was
this.
It's not going to be that. I don't think they're bringing. Yeah, I don't think. You
It was
could
on-
probably download.
Alright.
You can download the APK off APK.
David,
Yeah,
you
but
just
They
need,
sold. Like at one point.
That's true. Yeah.
if you can get something that's $5,000, you secure the win. No
Okay. How about AT&T emergency response industrial?
Did we actually use that, or he didn't wind up using it? Okay.
And then Flappy Bird.
That's fine.
That's too many words.
Flappy Bird is a proper noun, right?
Just flappy.
bird. Just
Bird.
bird.
No phone?
You're sure?
Oh wait, sorry, phone.
Bird phone.
You got to pick one.
Okay. So,
AT&T emergency and response industrial phone.
Okay.
Diamond.
all right, pick a number.
Luxury.
4.
Please.
It's probably not
Please.
very expensive.
I'm gonna give you.
Please.
Give me one the one that's
I'm gonna be
$5,000.
very nice here, and I'm gonna go one above it
Okay.
because yours is an emergency phone print ad was number 4. So I'm gonna go for the 4G LTE cellular dialer phone elevator emergency communicator.
Elevator.
$159.
Let's go!
Because under that was a phone that says $9.99 crossed out and says best offer accepted. So I don't even know what that means.
Do they have any of the AT&T like briefcase emergency response satellite phones in there?
It was satellite phone.
Satellite. Oh, I should have said satellite.
Satellite probably would have been
I should have said what I should have said. What's the thing that's in space that's orbiting Earth? The
ISS.
The moon.
ISS.
Oh.
The moon.
I should have said ISS communication device
If you'd said original Starship Enterprise communicator, would you have gotten credit?
from TV show.
Oh my
It's
God.
not a phone, but it would have been really funny. If it
So in first place was $5,769.58.
Made XT.
Ellis Rover.
Let's go. From the desk to here. Came to win. Took it all.
Coming up the rear with $1,490.38. Respectable is Marques Brownlee.
Let's go.
And all the way in last is David. $968.56. David Emma.
I like this game. I would play again.
I want to say Ellis getting the Mate XT over both of you guys
that
is
was
very
OP as
surprising.
hell.
I'm very surprised either
I
of you
didn't
didn't
think
get
about
that.
it.
I knew Ellis was going to go the like autographed, like vintage route at some
Autographed
point, which
by
I thought
Barry
would
Bonds.
be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you liked it. I thought it was fun. We left it at just phone as the category, so in the future maybe we could do computers or something else.
Can you try one more search for me?
Sure.
Just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Can you search MKBHD signed phone and see if anything comes up? Sorry.
Have you signed someone's phone before?
I've signed a lot of phones.
If
and I'm
you-
curious if someone ever listed it and sold it on eBay. I just want to know.
So you can beat them up.
I just want to know. Because my theory is I'm taking value off your phone when I write on it.
Wow, here's one that would have won though.
What?
Apple iPhone 16 Pro Max signed by Jaws, $15,000.
And it sold for that?
Yeah.
How did that not come up when I
Yeah, when we did iPhone, we should have done signed.
I think
I
you
did
did
do
too
signs.
many like
Do signs.
authentic.
But it was without iPhone.
Yeah, it was.
It was just fun. Fair enough.
Yeah. Damn.
Jaws, really?
Hey, see, he adds value. None of us thought of that. So
Yeah, none of us.
that's too bad.
I bet Steve Jobs signed iPhone would be
No.
insane.
I don't think that exists.
It probably exists.
Steve Jobs signed iPhone.
There's probably at least one. I don't know if it was recently sold on
probably.
eBay.
Yeah, but that would have to be like a first round pick with your keywords.
There's an Office poster signed by Steve Jobs that sold for $32,000.
Would you have accepted that?
We wouldn't have gotten points for that. You can't make a phone call on it.
It's especially because it's a poster about the Macintosh.
There you go.
All
I
right.
feel like one day when we play this game, we should just have no category and just who can
most
think of the most expensive
things on eBay.
Period.
Yeah.
Buick. No, just kidding. No, that was fun. I think we should
Apache
bring that
attack
game back at some
helicopter.
point. That was and maybe we should switch it up and go from like Amazon to like random like bestbuy.com just to see.
Timu.
It's like
Just to see.
it's a fight of like, do you go old, new? What is the listing going to be? Like, how chaotic is the listing going to be with keywords? So yeah, I thought it was fun.
That was fun. Shout out to the Disc Golf Pod as well. Well, in order to switch back to regular trivia, I think we have to do a little
Oh, I
shuffle.
forgot about that.
Yeah. Should we do the magic?
Definitely.
What?
Get out of my seat.
No, well, you have to clap then.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
That one like hurt. Like normally they're easy, but like I don't know, that one really hurt going through there.
My chest.
Poor audio listeners.
Audio listeners, they teleported by clapping.
It was great.
in real life.
You know what time it is.
You know what it is?
I think that's the #1 song on Ellis's Spotify Wrapped. It's the trivia song.
Do you know the name of that song?
No.
Trivia, dude.
I believe it's called
By Adam Molina.
Would You Like Another Pineapple?
That is some truly royalty free. You know who's really unaffected by SEO? Royalty free music.
Yeah, but they're very affected by AI.
The name of the song doesn't matter.
It's called Another Pineapple, Please by the Fly Guy 5.
I love that.
I agree.
And no one will ever find it on Google.
No, but it's not royalty free, so you can't use it. You got to pay for it, like we did, like we do. Question number 1.
Can I steal one of those? Please.
Please. Question number 1, Price is Right rules. What was the first year that Cyber Monday was used as like a marketing term? And this question might be a little confusing because Cyber Monday was coined in the middle of the year to describe the year before. A lot of people bought stuff that day, so we're going to call that Cyber Monday. But then it was used as a marketing term for the first time in the year that I'm looking for. And it's Price is Right rules. So if you guess a year later than the correct year, you are disqualified. What year do we think it is? Who would like to go first? Actually, David should go first.
I want
Is it because I'm the most wrong?
You're not the most wrong.
Okay. I wrote 2006.
That unfortunately is later than the year in question.
All right. So I'm wrong.
So
2010.
yes,
Wow.
I was debating going 90s. I said 2002.
that is not the right year, but within the acceptable parameters. The correct year is 2005.
Really?
2005.
Why don't we ever do Delta?
Internet mattered enough then.
Amazon?
That was the first year that people in early 2005 were looking back and were like, wow, people bought a lot of stuff online right after Thanksgiving. And they
In
started
2004.
in Thanksgiving 2004. And then throughout 2005, they were like, oh, I guess there's this sort of Black Friday online. We'll call it Cyber Monday. And it started as like an industry term coined by one executive named Ellen Davis. And it
From what company?
she was not an executive of a specific company. She was at one of those like trade groups called the National Retail Federation.
That sounds
The most capitalist thing I've ever heard of in my life.
national retail.
Next question. Jaguar isn't just the name of the car company. Are you going to do that every time?
Yeah.
It's also the processor inside the PS4 Pro, which was made by what company?
There's a PS4 Pro as well.
There was.
I
yes.
had the PS4. That was my first ever console.
Dang, really?
What?
Yep. PS4 Pro.
Ever?
My first ever
Ever?
console. Yep.
That's
Wow.
Yep.
No
got
wonder you're
in
so
the middle of
productive.
college. Never had a GameCube or any of those other ones. I had a PS4.
Wait, was
Pro.
that in the apartment where you guys had like that little kind of half room between like the bedrooms, and you had that giant curved TV where like you had to,
Yeah, that's
Flip
where
him
it
and
lived.
read. What do you got?
ah, crap.
Oh boy.
Let's go Marques
We all
first.
wrote different ones. I wrote NVIDIA.
NVIDIA?
Yeah.
Nope.
Dang it.
I wrote Intel.
Intel? Mm-hmm. Nope. David?
It's AMD.
It's AMD.
It's called an APU. Suckers.
What does that mean?
Something processing unit.
Is it AMD processing?
It's probably advanced processing unit or something. Or like all in one. I don't know. I should know this. I don't really know. I don't know this.
Well, I'm officially carrying the
quite
one now.
advanced.
David's carrying the one now.
And I'm where I should be. Behind everyone else, so I can come back in the trivia extravaganza.
It's an accelerated processing unit.
Interesting. That's
It's a
generic.
beautiful place to be with nice, even, round numbers for trivia.
Yeah. Wait, what?
When has it not been round numbers?
Also, these are not even numbers.
all odd numbers.
Nice odd round number.
Mine's not even a
Zero
number.
Zero's a number. Is it? Is zero an even number? Yeah,
Zero's
I
a
guess.
concept.
Zero is
All,
neither
all
even
numbers are
nor
concepts.
odd or both
I think it's even.
at the same
Is it
time.
a number but not an integer? I'm not saying anything more
Zero
because I'm an
is
idiot.
Or
is an
is it
integer
an
and not a
integer or a
number?
positive? It is an integer, but not a positive
Zero is an
integer.
even number. In other words,
According to Gemini.
no. Also, according to byju_s.com.
What is that?
I have no idea. there's also a Wikipedia page called Parody of Zero.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Hey, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening this week. Thanks for joining us for a new season of trivia. And yeah, we'll be back on our regularly scheduled. Well, we are, but we'll be back even more on our regularly scheduled programming next week. See you then. Peace.
Waveform was produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Roven. We're partnered with Vox Media Podcast Network, and our outro music was created by Vane Sill.
Ringo.
Did you almost forget our names?
That's the name of the album?
What?
Tortured Poets Department? That's actually the name of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.